We're going to do area of circles and sectors. Area of circles is review from first semester. That is not supposed to be 11.5. We should make that fixed. It is 10.5. Thank you for fixing it. All right, here we go. Just watch for a moment, please. Just watch. All right, notice how the area of a polygon gets closer to the area of a circle as the number of the sides increased. Watch this. Here we go. At first, we start with a three-sided figure or a triangle or a three-gon. Notice that if I found the area of this thing and the area of the circle, I'd have a big difference between them. Look at how much is left over. But every time I get bigger, the number of sides gets bigger. Look, I get less of this wasted stuff on the outside. I even get even more of the wasted stuff. If I could even go to a 7-sided figure and an 8-sided figure and a 9-sided figure and a 10-sided figure, this wasted stuff on the outside out here, this wasted stuff would get smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's like a circle is an infinite number of sided polygon. Okay. What's the area of a circle? How do you find the area of a circle, I mean?
Pi r squared.
Pi r squared, right? All right. So we have the area of a circle. You know it's pi r squared. And today, we're going to add to that sector, area of a sector. A sector is like that piece of pizza or pizza pie, all right? The way we're going to do that is we're just going to do the same thing we did with this circumference and the length. We're going to take just a piece of that, and we called that, we abbreviated that if you remember. We abbreviated this whole piece theta. Theta over 360. But instead of doing 2 pi r like we were doing before, we're going to do pi r squared. So it's very, very similar. We're not going to have to do as many examples because we've already done this pretty much already. We're only going to have to do 1 through 11, and we might not have to do all those depending on how we catch on quick, okay? We're going to find the area of a circle. Notice it tells you can round. You're going to use your pi button on your calculator. We have done this before. We are going to...
We don't have theta though. We don't have the arc.
Oh, now this is not for, this is just the area of a circle. We're not doing the portion of it. So this is just area equals pi r squared. We only have to just plug it in. Pi times 9 squared. If you were leaving this the exact answer, we'd do 81 pi, but you just need to plug in your pi button at the bottom of at the side of your calculator, and times 81 or times 9 squared is how much?
254.5. Yes, that's right.
Is there units on this one?
Meters.
Meters, and how do I write that? Meters or meters squared?
Squared.
Squared. Whenever we do area, we have square meters. All right, good. Let's move on. This time we're going to do the area. But we're going to leave it exact. So area is the same thing as pi r squared. We're going to plug that in for our pi and our 11 squared. But we have to do exact. What does that mean?
Leave the pi out.
Leave the pi out of your calculator and in the answer. Yes. So what is 11 squared?
121.
121. And we'll again say pi. And kilometers squared. Now we leave the pi in our answer. We leave the pi out of our calculator. Find our answer. All right, let's move on to number 5. We're going to find the area of each sector this time. I want you to notice that you're rounding your answer to the nearest tenth. We're going to use our formula. Theta over 360, 2 pi r. Theta is how much?
2.
I'm sorry, not 2 pi r. Pi r squared. Thank you. Remember, theta is 135 over 360. Pi, 8 squared. Do I put the pi in my calculator this time?
Yes.
Yes. I will wait to get an answer until I see some more people typing in their calculators. All right, we got 75.4 meters. Regular or squared?
Squared.
Very good. I decided to skip 7 and move on to number 9. Number 9, the only change in is the instructions say to find the exact area of a sector, we use the same formula, theta over 360 times pi r squared. We have 270 over 360 times pi times 13 squared. We do not put the pi into our calculator this time. Leave the pi out and we just tack the pi on. Be careful though. If you get a decimal, you cannot give me a decimal in exact form. You need to give me a fraction. So you need your calculator to turn that back into a fraction. Otherwise, put it in there so it can give you a fraction. If you're doing it on your
Wait, so
calculator.
you still put the pi in with this one, right?
You do not put the pi in this one in your calculator. You'll put the pi in the answer, but not in your calculator.
Okay.
Good question.
So, how we have to do?
You have that neat little thing. You have a neat little fraction button on yours, and you can just turn it right into it.
7 for
307 over 4. 507 over 4. 507 over 4. Pi kilometers squared. Math helps teach you to pay attention to details. Don't forget, little pieces are important.
Sorry.
All right.
Go say.
Last one is 11. Let's do it together. We're going to use the same formula. Theta over 360 pi r squared. 45 over 360 pi times 8 squared. We're going to keep the pi out of our calculator. Put the pi in our answer when we're done. Make sure that if it's a fraction, you turn it back into a fraction. Don't leave it as a decimal with pi at the end. I think I know the answer, but I'm not sure.
8 pi.
That's what I
yard
got.
Squared.
That's what I got.
You're only being faster than me, so. You're good.
Good job.
Yay.
8 pi yards squared. All right, let's review what we did. You can find the area of a circle, which you could always do that before. We did that first semester. This is just a review of that, so that we could use that to find the area of a sector. Remember that sometimes it's going to be exact. It'll have pi in the answer, and other times it'll be approximated by rounding, and you will not have a pi in your answer at that point. I hope this has been helpful. Goodbye.